Welcome to Through the Word, leading you on a journey through the entire Bible, one chapter at a time. Today, Chris Langham leads us through the book of Ecclesiastes. Now to Pastor Chris.
Today on Through the Word, Ecclesiastes chapter 4, where Solomon takes a very honest and sobering look at life under the sun. Solomon is on his quest to find out what is worthwhile in life, and his perspective is still stuck on worldly things, his heart turned from God. Now, he just finished reflecting on the great beauty that God has put into the many seasons of life at the beginning of chapter 3. But here in chapter 4, he gets his head out of the memories and gets real about life in this world. An honest look at this world reveals oppression, envy, and loneliness, bitter realities. Now, Solomon just got done saying that God made everything beautiful in its time. So where did all this junk come from? Let's see what we find out, starting at verse 1. Again I looked and saw all the oppression that was taking place under the sun. I saw the tears of the oppressed, and they have no comforter. Power was on the side of their oppressors, and they have no comforter. Solomon looks at the world and says, people are cruel. They're just plain mean. And the mean ones are the ones in charge sometimes. I always felt like that in school. Like, who on earth decided that the jerks are the cool kids? And why do the rest of us go along with it? Now, Solomon, of course, is talking about slavery and oppression, but the principle is the same. He goes on at verse 4. And I saw that all labor and all achievement spring from man's envy of his neighbor. This too is meaningless, chasing after the wind. Now, Solomon looks at the rat race and says everyone's just trying to get one more than the next guy. It's all envy. What's the point of that? Who even cares? In verse 5, he says the fool folds his hand and ruins himself. Basically, he's saying you can give up on the rat race and stop working altogether, but it'll ruin your life. Or take a more balanced approach at verse 6. Better one handful with tranquility than two handfuls with toil and chasing after the wind. In verse 7, Solomon sees yet another evil, loneliness. Again, I saw something meaningless under the sun. There was a man all alone. He had neither son nor brother. There was no end to his toil, yet his eyes were not content with his wealth. For whom am I toiling, he asked, and why am I depriving myself of enjoyment? This too is meaningless, a miserable business. Solomon sees a man working hard but alone. And what's the point? A recent poll revealed that genuine friendship is on the decline in our culture. Since 1985, we've gone from an average of 3 real friends per person to 2 real friends. And an incredible 25% of us say that we have no real friends at all. So what does it all add up to? Oppression, envy, loneliness. All 3 of these are self-centered, and all 3 of them are meaningless. Pushing others down to lift myself up, striving away out of envy until I have one more than everyone else. Or toiling alone, sacrificing myself for no one. There's no point to any of it. Life for self is empty. So Solomon makes a decision. In verse 9, he says 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their work. If one falls down, his friend can help him up, but pity the man who falls alone. Solomon says, I got this much figured out. Life is meant to be lived in community with friends, real friends who help you up, keep you warm, and guard your back. Life for self is cold and scary, but it's a sad reality for too many. But God made a plan to bring us back to life with real meaning. In the midst of our self-centered rat race living, Jesus showed up and devoted his whole life to others. Then we catch on, follow him, and he tells us in Philippians 2, do nothing out of vain conceit or selfish ambition, but in all things consider others more important than yourself. This profoundly simple notion of life for others is the solution to a million problems. With friendship, work, marriage, live for others. A century ago, the head of the Salvation Army wanted to send a telegraph to all their precious missionaries all over the world. So he prepared a message, but found he could not afford a paragraph or a sentence, but just one word. So he sent them this one simple reminder: others.
Join us next time on Through the Word as we continue the journey, one chapter at a time. Start your own journey through the Bible with our web and mobile apps at throughtheword.org. Our apps are free and free to share, so tell your friends and take the journey together. Chris Langham is the founder of Through the Word Ministries in Diamond Head, Mississippi. You can find information and links for all of our teachers on the website. And remember, faith comes by hearing, and hearing through the Word.